Hey Wando and Lucy Beckham students, I'm Paris Kane.
And I'm Isabella Davis, and welcome back to our first ever episode of our new show, ECSN.
Today we'll be covering fun facts, the election, new movies, and teacher spotlight.
Also, what's to see in 843, Black Lives Matter, Sports Talk, and a summer 2020 montage.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Got me down because I want it.
The Black Lives Matter movement has been incredibly important during the last few months.
Here's all the latest information in a special interview with a College of Charleston student, Jamar.
July 2013. The hashtag Black Lives Matter was born and was widespread on social media and news networks after the death of Trayvon Benjamin Martin, a 17-year-old boy who was fatally shot just 17 months earlier by George Michael Zimmerman, who was a neighborhood watch captain. Many broke out in an outrage when Zimmerman was acquitted at trial after claiming self-defense. From 2012 to current day 2020, we are still witnessing these acts of police brutality each day. The social movement Black Lives Matter was formed to advocate nonviolent and protests against events of police animal-like violence and all racial violence against black people. Breonna Taylor, Walter Scott, Freddie Gray, Eric Garner, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd are just a few of the victims who have been killed due to police brutality. The worldwide protest has not only been a tool for bringing light to an ongoing situation, but has also been a tool for many people to connect, empower each other, showing that we are strongest as a whole. No matter your color, shape, race, or religion, we are stronger together. Up next is an interview with a student at the College of Charleston who witnessed the organization's protest firsthand.
Hi, my name is Jamar. I'm a college student here at the College of Charleston, and I'm also from the Charleston area.
Thank you for making the time to do this interview. To start off, could we get a general summary of the events of what you saw that night?
So, a few of my friends decided to come over, and we knew the riots were happening, but we weren't too sure of how serious it was going to be. But we were over at my apartment, and they were made the decision to drive home, but they didn't feel too safe, so I decided to go with them and just spend the night at their house. And we were driving home, and the only way to get to their house, because they lived over by MUSC and I lived right underneath the Ravenel, the only way to get to their house was through King Street, and that's where a majority of all of the rioting happened. And as soon as we got to King Street, the streets were completely blocked off because there were rioters in the street and we couldn't cross. It did take some time. That's when we noticed the police officers, and we saw a can of tear gas actually being thrown, and it landed pretty close to our cars, and everyone just started running. It was pretty chaotic, and it was a scary situation. But we eventually made it out of the chaos.
Thank you. That's crazy. Were there any specific establishments affected by these protests?
Yeah, there were a number of places that were completely just trashed. There were a few ice cream shops that had their windows smashed in. I remember the next day walking on King Street and seeing the entire face of the Apple store, which was completely made of glass, just shattered. Yeah, there was just a lot of the entire all of King Street, which is completely trashed. Personally, I don't see myself being able to justify violence, but I understand why the situation happened. Me personally, like that's not the type of way I would handle the situations, but I also understand that the African American community has been fighting for equal rights and equal representation, and this country has done nothing really to achieve that. And I feel like we're kind of getting to a tipping point to where like there can't be any peace unless there is justice. For the police officers, I do understand how they felt like they were handling this situation. They felt like they were being proactive and wanting to get people off of the streets. But I felt like there could have been a little bit more communication before everything got too crazy to mitigate all of the issues.
This is Jackson Marchell and Alex Johnson reporting for ECSN.
Thanks, Alex and Jackson, for catching us up on everything.
Next we have What's the Scene 843 with Brooke and Katie.
Altered Ego is a vintage store downtown that has recently become a popular site in Charleston.
Altered Ego is more than a brand. We try to really just shine a light on the amazing talent that Charleston actually does have. I've been into art, band t-shirts my whole life. I mean, my book bags were drawn all over. I mean, just some way, shape, or form, art and music has always been influenced. And when I actually started the brand last March, I just bleached band t-shirts. And then coming on to this year, picked up a partner, my wife. She does an amazing job keeping everything in line behind the scenes. My other partner, Kevin, we run the store and just created like a tornado of just so many different aspects and just character traits. And then you incorporate the community and just shining the light on the right parts of the community, you know, that didn't really have a platform before. So we officially opened up February 22nd. We had a soft open the 15th, and then that whole, I mean, with everything going on in the world and especially here in Charleston, opening up at February 22nd it's been a blessing and definitely a challenge, but we're still thriving and we're still doing us. Because since we are a brand for the community really supports us. And yes, we had to close the doors for a while, but it sort of made us like step back, take a different look at how we actually ran the business and incorporated a lot of new things. And then I think it's made us even stronger. With the platform that we do have and the abilities that we do have to incorporate the community as a whole, so much opportunity in this store. And I don't think we'd be anywhere where we are today as if we weren't trying to give back more than we ever expect to get, because we never expect anything in return. But as long as we're giving and giving opportunity to individuals so they could do their thing, I mean, it just come back tenfold. Because having a store here, I mean, it all started in my garage. Late nights, almost bleach poisoning from not wearing a mask, and just so many different things, and then doing markets, and then just growing and just balance. Just like in life, if you don't have balance with anything you're doing, you're gonna fail. And then just always try to give more, you know, and just stand on good morals. I think if there's one thing that I could tell to just a whole high school, 2 high schools, is awareness and just capacity. Because within your capacity for your awareness of who you are, your pros, your strengths, it's all a learning process. Life is a crazy fish, you know what I mean? But we're all just trying to swim along and do our own thing. But if you understand your pros, your cons, where you want to go in life, and you really try to capitalize on that, that's where it got me today, because I understood I'm very good at leading, I'm very good at mentoring, I'm very good at giving back. And then when I focused on my strengths in life, that's when things started falling into place, you know what I mean? I just want to bring awareness to originality and just people's true self, you know, outside those windows, people can judge, they can do whatever they want, but in here, this is a place of acceptance, you know what I mean? You walk in the door and you feel at home, you feel welcome, because we put that energy into the store. We try to put love in every single inch of the store, and I feel like people can really feel that.
Don't forget to follow Altered Ego on Instagram and use code Wando10 at checkout for 10% off your purchase. This is Brooke, Voakes, and Katie Miller reporting for ECSN.
Now I definitely have to go check out Alter Ego.
Yeah, me too. Also, with the East Cooper Learning Center recently opening up, we have a special interview with a new teacher, Mrs. Vile.
I was a district librarian for several years up in central New York. My family is from Charleston, South Carolina, and I lived here for several years before moving up there and had been dying to get back. When I came down last year, I saw the job open here and interviewed for it and miraculously got it, and I pinch myself every day when I come to work because it's my favorite job that I've ever had. My favorite part about being a librarian is that I get to work with all different types of people. I get to work with teachers and collaborate with them. I get to work with students, and I don't have a set role. So I see lots of different kids coming in for different reasons who want to come in and check out books or use the Fab Lab. So I'm just very grateful and happy that I get to work with everyone. The Fab Lab is a place where students and teachers can come to do project-based learning, to do practice their STEM skills, and to do independent learning ventures of their own. Personally, my favorite part of the Fab Lab is the Cricut machine, which is a machine that will cut vinyl, cardboard, even bamboo. You can make stickers for walls, for cars. You can do iron-on patches. Personally, I love it, and I'm going to get one of my own.
If you're looking for something to do, Charleston has some pretty cool new ways to see a movie while social distancing.
Anthony and Hollan have the scoop on a new movie and outdoor theaters.
With everything going on in the world right now, it seems like movies are more important than ever. With the revival of drive-in movies and movie theaters in Mount Pleasant reopening, it seems like movies are finally making a comeback. At Palmetto Grand and the rest of the theaters open, a film called Tenet from Christopher Nolan is showing. Christopher Nolan has directed films like Interstellar and the Dark Knight trilogy. We saw it and it was incredible. With practical stunts and a mind-blowing plot, we highly suggest it if you have a long attention span. Across Mount Pleasant, Patriots Point is bringing it back a couple decades, showing a different style of movie.
The Holy City Drive-In at Patriots Point has become one of the most popular places to be in all of Mount Pleasant. Due to the pandemic, moviegoers have had it really hard lately, resulting in the revival of classic drive-in movie theaters. All summer long, Holy City Drive-In has been showing movies every weekend, and it has proven to be popular with both adults and the younger crowd, combining nostalgic movies like Clueless and The Princess Bride with a stunning view of Charleston Harbor. The drive-in seems like the place to be right now. So hop in your car and drive on down sometime.
This is Anthony Molyvade.
And this is Hollan Hines,
signing off for ECSN.
Hey Wando! As you all should know, the upcoming election is right around the corner. November 3rd, our country will decide who the next president will be. We have Donald Trump, the Republican candidate, running for re-election against his opponent Joe Biden for the Democratic side. If you missed it, be sure to watch the Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention on YouTube. If you're 18 and eligible to vote, don't forget to be at the polls on November 3rd. Every vote counts. Now, on a more local side, we have Nancy Mace, who is seeking the Republican nomination for Congress against her opponent, Joe Cunningham. Mace is a South Carolina native who was the first woman to graduate from the Corps of Cadet portion at the Citadel in 1999. She is a businesswoman, politician, and a South Carolina representative for District 99. On the other hand, Joe Cunningham is a lawyer and politician serving as the U.S. representative for South Carolina's 1st Congressional District. He obtained his Bachelor of Science in 2005 in Ocean Engineering at Florida Atlantic University. I hope that gave y'all some insight into who you might be voting for in the upcoming election. Remember, if you're 18 to register to vote, you have 1 week left. This is Isabella Davis, signing off. If you're 18 and eligible to vote, we highly recommend you do so. Every vote counts.
Next, we have fun facts with the Fab Lab teachers.
Hey, did you know that the first VR headset, was patented in the 1960s and invented by a man named Morton Heelig? It was called the Telesphere mask, and this is what it looked like. We've come a long way since then, and VR has come a long way since then. Today, it's not just about fun and games. This technology is used in healthcare to treat depression and PTSD, and there's a ton of educational apps that you can use out there through Google Expeditions. There's more than 900 virtual field trips that you can take using your VR headset, and it fits just about any phone. So stop by and try one out. We've got 10 of them. You're more than welcome to come use them in the library and learn in a truly interactive way.
Hi, I'm Teresa Smith, and I am the cosmetology teacher here at the Center for Advanced Studies. And my fun fact in cosmetology is a woman by the name of C.J. Walker. She was the first African-American self-made millionaire. She was born in 1867 to 2 former slaves, so she was born a free woman. At the age of 7, she was orphaned. By 14, married the first time. She developed a whole slew of hair care products. She also developed the first formula for hair straightening for kinky curly hair, and she had a beauty school. So she did a lot for the industry, and going along with that fun fact is there's also a documentary on Netflix about her life.
That's it for this episode. We'll see you guys next time.
This is Paris King
And Isabella Davis,
anchoring for ECSN.
Thank you.